About 15 years ago I used to collect model cars, the die-cast metal ones, and I haven't really done that for a long time. But recently I've had a resurgence of collecting toys because of the Computacar, which was made by Mettoy Playcraft. And this is a car which is battery operated, and you can program its direction of travel with these cardboard cut-out cards which go underneath the car and are driven through by a rubber roller, and it alters the steering and also the direction of travel, and you are supposed to be able to program them and put them around cones. Now, I've had a Computacar, this one, which was in one piece, for a number of years. This is not my original one, which I had when I was a small lad. I did have one which got broke and has been gone for ages, but when I started using a well-known internet auction site, this was the very first thing that I bought, and it sat with all its wheels and intact but never working on my DVD player for many years. And recently I decided I wanted one that was working, and so these two here are the result of that, although it is the blue one which is the only one that's currently functional. The white GT40 at the back is in virtually mint condition, and this one came via the internet auction website from Germany. It's all German language, all the instructions and the packaging and everything, and it was sold as untested, and upon arrival, sure enough, it didn't work. We're part way to getting it to working again, and it just goes to show that these things are very old and temperamental, because it's in as good a condition as you can expect to find one. The blue one, which is known as Buick Century Cruiser, and it's like no Buick I've ever seen, so it must be a late 60s concept car. That is in working order and was sold as such, although it's still got a few problems. And the problems mainly seem to be, and this is because I've stripped down my original one to try and do something with it, this little black speck here is a rubber roller. It's rolling well enough at the moment, but this is what drives the cardboard card through the chassis. And on my dismantled one, you see that axle at the front. It's got two like brass rings on it. They are really where that rubber came from originally, and I've prized it off in order to try and replace it with something else, but that was a failure, so I've got to come up with something better than that now. Although it doesn't really matter if this one doesn't work, because I've got the other two, but I wanted to try and get them all working. But all of them have got that rubber tyre perished or hard to some degree or another, and if that white one at the back is like it, then I would say that all of them are. So any of them that come up for sale now are going to have this problem. The other problem that I don't quite understand all the time is with the steering. So if I use the chassis of this one that I've dismantled, you can see those serrations, and I'm operating the steering lever, which is supposed to be operated by the cardboard card, and it's on a tension spring. So basically when the card has a cutout, the lever is supposed to return, and on my old one, as you can see, it doesn't, it's stiff. Now the German obtained similar Ford GT40, that's actually in much better condition. Lubrication may be the answer, although it proved not to be the case with this one, because the steering didn't work on that one, and I've actually removed part of the mechanism. I've removed those little plastic serrations in order to get this one to work smoothly, and now this one will steer. Beforehand it had got no chance. It has got a slightly damaged tension spring inside, so that is probably the reason why that doesn't work as well as it should when all its parts are on. But I can't be absolutely sure for that, and also the tension spring does seem to look to be rather difficult to replace. So for the time being, minus the serrated mechanism which helps it steer in a straight line or left or right, it's managing without it at the moment. I'm just going to show you the packaging with my collection of Computacars. This is the box lid for the Buick Century Cruiser, the most recent acquisition, and as you can see, well, I think you might be able to see, the contents, the instruction manual is in English, as is the writing on the box. This is the one that I obtained from Germany, so this is actually the style of box I had when I was small, but all the writing and the instructions are in German, so I can't understand a word of those instructions. As you can see, there's sort of like additional cards. Some of them are pre-cut, some of them you can cut yourself according to the instructions to program the car to move how you want it to, or supposed to do anyway. I've also got some custom bodies which you are supposed to be able to easily replace the Ford or the Buick body with these clip-on bodies. And they do just clip on and off because that's how you change the batteries. So that's like a Mach 1 style Mustang. That is obviously a dune buggy or beach buggy, and these wheels and hubcaps and everything just clip over the existing ones or replace them. And for some reason each of these three bodies came with 3 plastic cards, and they simply duplicate the cardboard cards, so I don't really know why they came with those. And these were obtained off the internet from France, and I did have them originally when I was young, which is why I wanted them again. But these were obviously an import to France because everything is in English on these, unlike the German packaging for the Ford GT40 Computacar. So with the body kits that I've got, this illustration here is the only UK market computer car that I haven't got, which is a Chevrolet Astro. So I've got the Buick, I've got the Ford GT40, and there is the Chevrolet Astro again on the packaging for the German language box. Right, I'm going to try and give a demonstration of the card going through the chassis. Might get some idea of how it works. The problem with Computacar as a toy is that it's very difficult to get it to go where you want it to go in the available space that you've got. It's not very good outside because it's not got much ground clearance, so if you've got an uneven patio like I have, it tends to hit the slabs and then it doesn't go. It's not very good on carpets either for the same reason, so you need lots of hard flat floors inside a house. And I certainly haven't got that in my house. All I've got is the kitchen floor, which is very small. So also the cards that you program yourself, there's some pre-cut ones that come with the boxes, but there's blank ones that you can pre-program. and they've got a series of squares which are guides to how you can guide the car to go where you want to go. Each square is 3 feet, but historically it's not very easy to get it to go where you want it to go, and 3 feet isn't very accurate and all the rest of it, so you can't really make it slalom in and out the cones that come in the box. I prepared a card to try and make it go around my kitchen in a reasonable fashion, so I'm going to do that to make it go, but it will get stuck because of the hard rubber roller inside that's gone hard and shiny, and also the turning circle is not very good in one direction on this car. So, but anyway, it's a sort of a demonstration, so we'll see how we go. You have to let the car go in a certain amount of distance before you actually put it down on the floor. And I'll do that when it starts to turn the steering the direction I want it to go. Go on, off you go. That wasn't a mistake, that was in neutral. That was working correctly. If the car gets stuck, it will go round and round in circles forever until I pick it up and pull the car through a bit further. Reverse. It's not very good in reverse, this model, for some reason. But since there's no rear view out of this Buick Century Cruiser bodywork, then I guess the driver's just taking it easy when he's going backwards. I think it might change the steering direction now. I have to pick it up because otherwise it would have gone hurtling into one of the kitchen appliances. At this point this car always gets stuck. There's a little bit of an urge to get it to continue out of the vehicle. And that's it.